podcast. My name is Angela Soudi, and I am very happy today to bring onto the show Mr. Abdullraman from Dammam in Saudi Arabia. Mr. Abdullraman is the founder, the creator, and the developer of Jam Cafe based in Dammam. It's an amazing concept. I can't wait for him to share the concept with you. We've been working together now since January 2020, so it's almost a year and a half. And personally, I'm really excited. We're almost at the end of a beautiful journey together. Some ups, some downs, but we'll share those stories today. So without further ado, Mr. Abdul Ramahan, welcome to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much
Can you hear us
for your
okay?
nice introduction, and I'm looking forward to have this interview with you.
Likewise, we're so happy to have you here. So we are in two different locations. We're based here in Dubai, you're there in Saudi Arabia. But I think, even though been this big distance between, our two companies, it's very much felt like we've been working very closely together. And the distance really, for me, hasn't seemed like it's been, too much of an issue. But I would love for you to share your story. We'd love to hear, what was your inspiration behind Jam Cafe? What made you decide to start this concept? We'll talk about your sort of challenges and learning curves along the way.
First of all, thank you for having me in this your show, and this is I am always watching your show and learning a lot from the experienced people in the hospitality business. And I took all the positive point and positive ideas, and I try to grab it and implement it in our show. So your show is really like a coaching sessions, and I am happy to join you this interview. As you probably know, in Saudi Arabia, for the last previous years, the entertainment and the hospitality business is growing fastly, and this is due to a lot of changes, internal changes, happen in Saudi Arabia. So, as a part of the entertainment business and as a part of the hospitality business, we and my best friend Muhammad, we thought that we can do, and we can be part of the this change. And as a young Saudi engineer, and or a young Saudi with the big dreams to achieve things for us and for our families, we decided to get in the business. And since we traveled a lot around the world, we have been in Europe and Asia and most of the Gulf sector countries. We came up with this concept that we need to find um, um, a unique food and or special food that we can just focus on it and give the spot on this dishes or in this item. So, as cheesecake lovers, we decided to specialize in cheesecake. Since we used to travel all the way to Bahrain or Dubai or Kuwait, just to try a cheesecake factory. So, the cheesecake factory, it is our inspiration, and it is our I mean it is our favorite restaurant. So that's why the idea came, and that we need to specialize in this, and there is no such options in Saudi Arabia. And here we go. We approach you as a technical support, and having a lot of experience in hospitality business. And here we go. Now we're almost done, and we are almost ready to go.
Exactly, and it's been a very, it's just been such a learning curve, for us and for you. My favorite dessert is cheesecake, as you know. So for me, working on this concept has been an amazing opportunity, but also it's not been so good for the waistline because we've been sampling, along the way. But I think, almost 18 months ago, you started this concept. And, I think under normal circumstances, we would have opened much before now. But then COVID hit, we had delays, so it's taken slightly longer than you anticipated. How did that affect, your motivation, yourself and Mr. Mohammed, with these delays and these issues? How did you keep that motivation going through these tough times?
Yes, this is the biggest challenge in terms of a lot of aspect, financial aspect, and the preparation also. So we came over this because we put one value in our company, which is the dedication. I think
Mm.
the word dedication, it is it was the driving force for us. Yes, we had a lot of downs during the COVID 19. I mean the isolation and the quarantine days, but we kept working online with you, with the Bionic. We worked on the scope that we don't have need to have like face to face. We can utilize the technology like Zoom and the online meeting. So we focus with you for the preparing the menus and selecting the final menus. On the other side, we focus on the employment and choosing the right people in right place. So we try to manage by revising our scope and timeline, and we came over this issue by revising the timeline, and it was difficult, but we pushed, and we need to have the mental strength. I mean, I always say that successful people, they are success because they have the mental strength and the dedication. So this is
Yeah.
a value for us, and you should not stop for any reason. You have to keep pushing and keep dreaming. Otherwise, you will not be a successful in the life.
I agree with you. And I think, you and Mr. Mohammed, you've been friends for 8 years before you started this project together. So did these changes and these delays, did that have an effect on your friendship?
No, no. We become more stronger and more. We trust each other. This is they call it the. Um, this is developed the skills they call it critical management time, and as owners we are
Mhm.
expecting to have ups and downs. So it is like a risk management. It was really sharp us in terms of the risk management. What was the risk, and how we can control it, and what is our action plan, and how we can survive and do and push at least our project. That's why we decided to revise the timeline, and instead of putting the employment at the end, we push it in the beginning, so we will have an advantage of selecting the people. Also, we push the menu selection and freezing all the sweet and breakfast menu. So I think we just adjust the timeline. That's all, and they call it. This is what they call it, the risk management skill. And as an owner, we have to develop these skills and
Mm.
believe in that. Otherwise, we will not survive.
Mm-hmm. Agree. And I think that's one of your strengths. You know, you've really adapted to this current situation and the challenges that you've been through, and you've sort of navigated your way through that, and it's paid off because now, we're very close to the end, and you're in the final stages before you actually open.
It was a critical path, and now when we came over it, we get the confident, and this is what we need. We transfer this confidence even to our employees, and I was making sure this story is transferred to them because I always believe that the team should have the same mentality.
Mm-hmm.
The most difficult part for me it was working on their mentality. They are excellent in doing things, and in terms of the hand skills and in the kitchen, they are doing excellent. However, I always said I want to work with your mentality. So I develop a lot of skills in them, to them. For example, the research skills. If you have any problem, don't ask me and don't ask the consultant chef. You have first go to the think and go to the internet and search. It took time to change this mindset, but when it's developed, your team will be stronger, and they will not rely on you all the time. So in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, they are relying on
Mm-hmm.
me. I trying
Absolutely,
to
and that's what
push
makes
them.
business successful there. You know.
So now they are now leading the chef meeting without me for the first time, and they are doing excellent because I try to I used to tell them that you are very excellent in hand skills, but you need to think, you need to use your mind, and I think now they are developed, and that's why the load on me become less for the last period, and I will just focus on the management aspect and operation aspect.
Amazing. So talking about, the staff, we had our own sort of challenges, working together in that normally the way that, we would develop a menu is that our chefs would create the dishes, the recipes, and then we would be with you to then train your staff. But because of the whole COVID situation, we were not able to get to Saudi Arabia, and you were not able to send your chefs here. So we sort of sat down together and said, okay, how can we fix the situation without any more delays to Jam Cafe? We want you guys to open on time. So we sort of put our heads together and we used technology, in the way that I guess we've never used before to be able to train your staff. So we did all of these training videos and we've been working with them on Zoom. And it was really a risk. We didn't know, whether or not it would be successful, but so far, touch wood, it's actually gone very well. And your team have been amazing. They're, very driven. They're very focused. They're very able. So, all credit to you for hiring the right team.
Yeah, yeah, this is what I said that during the COVID 19 period, we revised the scope, and we will start with the employment. And we had a great, I mean, a lot of time to think and select. That's why we succeed in that so far. Second part of your point that using the technology and video training, I think this is an excellent idea. This is saved a lot, and this is the positive part of the COVID. There is always negative and positive in both sides, but COVID did give us the this positive things that people they are doing their they can do their business remotely, and this is one of the examples that the videos, and we watch play all the videos and with all recipes. So they, in the beginning, the first week, there are a lot of difficulties, but I think with the daily meeting with your chef, things becoming easier and smoothly. And now we are in the third week, and now they are leading the kitchen, and we are just monitor and watch and test. That's all.
Well, that's the best part. You deserve the testing after all these testing times. You deserve the testing at the end, so it's well deserved. No, I think they're doing a really great job, and it's amazing to see. You know, like you say, even in adversity, we adapt, we change, we find new ways. Um, you know, and the things that they're creating now, your team are creating without our chefs physically being there. You know, it's five-star food. You know, it's beautiful. The desserts are incredible. So I'm really proud of what you've achieved and you know what your staff have achieved. I think you've done such an amazing job. So all credit to you.
Yeah. Also, this is also credit for you and your company. I think we both fit together. You are a very professional company, and such companies like you and in Dubai, they change the culture. As a part of the entertainment and hospitality business sweeping the region, I think Bionic and Dubai have changed the culture.
Well, thank you so much. That means an awful lot. Well, we've had great clients to work with, so we're very blessed. Mr. Abdul Rahman, what
Uh,
would you if you were to give advice, you know, to new budding restaurateurs out there, what kind of advice would you give them based on your own experiences?
um, the first advice is that the first thing is that you need to know your items and business. For example, I started from my kitchen. I used to bake a lot of cheesecake. My family, they know that every time I bring two or three items, and I try to see their opinion and their feedback about my cooking skills, so on baking skills. So this is the first rule of and step. You have to know your business. You have to know your the secret of behind the business. I used always to say that the owner should be they are having the upper hand.
Mm.
No one having the upper hand except you as an owner, as a leader. If the staff having the upper hand, this is the end of your business, and you have to have the upper hand in everything. I challenge them technically, and sometimes I am right, sometimes I am wrong, but uh, the technical part and the debate, the health debate, it creates a lot of respect to me as an owner. So and I can see it in their eyes that they are respecting us a lot because of our background and technical background. I remember one
Mm.
story. It happens yesterday. There was an issue in one of the cakes, and we could not solve it. So I spent the whole night searching the internet and going through the YouTube. Then I came in the morning, the day after, and I gave them the solution and what was the issue. So I bring them the root cause through the YouTube also, and I show them a lot of YouTube videos, and also some articles. So
Amazing.
yeah, so that this is the great advice. You have to have the upper hand. You have to educate yourself. I spent like 6 months just to educate myself.
Incredible.
So I just I am not I am not that person who just woke up in the morning I decided to open a restaurant.
Uh-huh.
No, I spent 6 months in my kitchen just studying and knowing all the stuff and the technical aspect. So now they are respecting me. They also like me, and this is the good things in our relationship, that they are we respect each other and we love each other and we are supporting each other. So I think we put as owner the our shop in the right track.
That's it's amazing. We talk about that actually in our own business, the culture, the culture of your business. Are your staff happy? Are they happy to come to work? Are they happy in what they do? Do they feel respected? Because it shows to your customers, it shows to your clients, it shows in the things that they do. And you know that they'll give that extra mile because they're happy in their workplace. I think that's so important, having a great culture in the business.
As I told you, I was working on their mental part, and I remember I had a meeting with them, and I asked each one of them, "What is your dream? Why you came here? Why you select us?" And all of them, they give me the reason, because we want to have money and we want to support our family. Then
Mm.
I open the door, the shop, and I said, if your goals and your objective just to collect money, this is not the right place.
Wow.
This place is just to make a legacy for you and your family, and to be part of the history.
That's beautiful.
Money will come after that. So your driver, you have to change revise your goals, and instead of saying that I want to collect the money, you can go to another shop and you can easily collect the money. But for me, this
Mm.
is not the ultimate goal here. The ultimate goal is to leave a legacy to you first, your family, uh, then your family, then they will be proud of you. Otherwise, you are in the wrong place.
Amazing.
So all the workers, they change their plan and objective, and some of them, they are buying their stuff, the kitchen stuff, from their money.
Incredible.
They just text me in the night. They said, I can do this and this, and I already get the ingredient from the supermarket, and it shows me the ownership on them,
Mm.
and they have to have this kind of ownership in order to grow our business.
I mean, that's absolutely, and that's a beautiful, and then they feel passion. They're passionate about what they're doing, so they put 100% into. It's really important. I love that. I love that mentality. I think that's amazing. So let's talk about the vision then. We're almost at the end of our journey. We're almost open. How do you see, Jam Cafe developing from here? What is your vision long term for the brand?
I always say that life is about life is about a chocolate box. You never know what you are going to get.
Forrest Gump. That's Forrest Gump movie. Yeah.
Uh, I don't have specific answer for this, but for me, uh, I am dreaming to this place to be success, and I will never ever stop developing and searching. I want to see the Saudi Arabia map, and I want to see my place in different location. How we can do it? This is something that required a lot of work and a lot of dedication. And for me, as I said, life is like a chocolate box. You'll never know what you are going to get.
I agree 100%. And I think now, we look at the news, we look at, what's happening in Saudi Arabia. It's phenomenal what's going on there. I was reading about the Neon project, $500 billion project right now. The investment the government are making in these mega projects, the Red Sea project, the King Salman Park, the Jeddah Tower. It just seems that, as a country, it's developing at such a fast rate. And I think it's so exciting, for you to be in there at this time, as things are growing and developing, and, Saudi Arabia is changing its whole, diversity and plan, and the economic status is growing. How do you feel about, the developments in Saudi right now? You're there, you're on the ground. How are things changing, with for you?
Changing a lot because our leader, Prince Mohammed bin Salman, he is a young leader, and
Mm,
he is hungry, and I think we adapt a lot of good things from his vision, that as a young generation we can do a lot for our country. Even me, I am insisting to hire Saudi people with me in stuff, because I feel that it is my responsibility, and I have
mm,
to trust them and give them the chance to grow. Although there are a lot of requirement and the commitment of hiring Saudi people, but for me, I think it is for the long term. It is a big, great investment. So
Do you have
I
to,
am investment in
by
people.
law, you have to employ a certain amount of Saudi locals within the team?
Sorry, could you please repeat your question?
Do you have to, when you're looking at your recruitment process, do you have to have a certain a percentage within the organization that are Saudi locals?
We don't follow. Yes, we have, but we don't follow this. So we are exceeding the percent. So we are
Okay.
above that percent, because it is uh, one of our vision. Also, we will invest in Saudi,
Mm,
uh, because as an owner we have to have a values, and one of our values is to invest in Saudi people, to guide them, to support them, to give them the guidance. For example, I hired two barista for the
mm,
coffee section, and the first meeting I had with them, that everybody should search for the best recipes and best
mm,
for the coffee section, and you will be leading this section. I will not involve in this section. I will leave it to you. I trust you. I give you the tools. I give you the guideline, and your time to shine. So this trust and this relation between me and them, it will reflect eventually in our customer, and it will reflect in our brand. So it will show that people, they are happy, they are
mm.
happy to come here and work. So you don't need to push them.
That's incredible, beautiful. And how about bringing, because it's always been very difficult, to bring staff from outside of Saudi Arabia into the country. And I think now, we were looking at, bringing some chefs there, that the sort of rules and regulations seem to be relaxing, the regulations are changing. How has that impacted your recruitment process?
Yeah, it was difficult because most of our employee they came from Philippines, and as you probably know, it was locked for more than 6 months. The flight was suspended, and it was also difficult for us. But meanwhile, we did a lot of online training and introduction with them. We used the technology Zoom meeting just to explain our concept and what is our expectation, and we shared a lot of information about us. And that's why when they came the first day, they are ready to work. So I worked with them in terms of the orientation. I give them good orientation sessions, and when they came, they ready, and we immediately start the trials.
Mhm. And in terms of visas, because obtaining Saudi visas, was challenging in the past. Now, things are much easier. Have you found that, bringing in your own staff from outside, has that process been easy for you? Or was
Yeah,
it?
no, no, it was easy, and as I said, that it is part of the Saudi governmental change. They invest in the tourism section, tourism aspect. So a lot of difficulty has been resolved previously, and now I think Saudi visa and tourism and working visa, it is much easier than before.
Mm, agree. Um, let's talk about the Vision 2030, because this is a really, sort of hot topic right now. What's happening in the country, how things are changing. So the Vision 2030 is really, the government's way of diversifying their economic resources. It's always been sort of built on your high resources of oil. Now they want to look at other, income streams and build the economy. How do you think that will impact the food and beverage industry moving forward?
I think it will be a positive impact because let's take it from different angle. Um, as a Saudi, before we used to travel a lot outside
Mm,
country. We used to spend the holidays, vacation and Eid vacation in Dubai or Bahrain. So a lot of families they are doing a lot of traveling. So they are
mm,
spending their money outside the kingdom, basically.
yes.
And I think one of the vision for 2030 that they want to invest in the tourism part instead to provide a lot of options internally, and that the people they don't need to travel outside or travel abroad to enjoy. That's why
Mm,
we as a government they invent and rediscover a lot of areas in the south. We have Abha and south region. We have Abha and Asir. I think and Taif, because it is they are having in the summer a cold weather, and in the west side we have the Red Sea and the beautiful of the Red Sea
mm,
coast. So that's why they are investing a lot in these regions to push and to grow the tourism, internal tourism and local tourism here in Saudi Arabia. Like, for example, we have a successful experience. USA, they are investing a lot internally. The families used to go to either to Los Angeles or they went to Orlando for to visit, or the New York city. So they are the local tourism. It is much. It is very a big investment over there. So we took this idea from there and we implement it here in Saudi Arabia.
Incredible. These mega projects are just, I mean, they're so futuristic. They're so, you can't even imagine how grand these, mega projects are. I was looking at the linear city, 100 miles long linear city, 3 levels. It's mind blowing, and you wonder with all these great dreams and this great vision, is it really doable? Do you think these projects will really happen?
Uh, yes, I think. Yes, I am 100% sure it will happen because the leaders, they are committed to their they are committed to us, and also in terms of the ministry uh, leaders in the ministries, now they are more qualified, and that's why as a government we have very good leaders, and I believe on them, and everybody is believing on them because we are seeing the change fastly, and the change is reflected to our personal life and day-to-day life. And one of these our project, it is part of the change, and
Mm.
we are dreaming and they are dreaming. So let's see how things are going to work.
It's very well, and it's a young population. 2/3 of the Saudi locals are under the age of 35. So you've got this young population, you've got all this energy, you've got these visionaries, that are happy to invest. So I think it's very exciting. I think there's a lot of exciting things to come from Saudi Arabia, and we just can't wait to see how things develop.
I think it also be unique, and I don't know. I think you are excellent in researching and grabbing all the opportunities. But Saudi market is a potential, and
Mm.
I hope that for me, I really hope you all the success in here in Saudi Arabia.
Well, likewise, we're very excited to see that final day when the doors open and Jam Cafe, is ready to go live and serve the most amazing desserts and cheesecakes. So it's a lot of exciting times ahead. Mr. Abdul Rahman, I think that's everything from me today. It's been a real pleasure talking to you. You are such an inspiration because for me, you came into this industry really without a lot of experience. You were so motivated and so driven to open Jam Cafe, and then you had such, a step back with COVID and delays. And here you are again, with a revived energy and motivation to move forward. So I find you and the team very inspiring. Really happy to be involved with you, and can't wait till we're sitting here together and we're talking about our 10th and 15th outlet for Jam Cafe. So really amazing times ahead, and congratulations.
Thank you for you, and I think it is a 50-50. Without your also support, and as I told you, we click together.
Yes.
And I remember I always, from time to time, I used to watch my family the first meeting in this room. We are sitting in this meeting room.
Yes.
Yeah, and I told them that one day I will come back, and I will sit in the same room, but with different. I mean, with big achievements. So that's why I'm really looking forward to sit in again the room, but with different story.
And you'll be most welcome. And that day will be here sooner than we think. So
And
keep the motivation and focus.
I am planning to come to Dubai and just have a meeting with you and chat. But let's things settled here, and
Mhm.
sure we will continue our partnership and relation because we need such consultant company like you, and always dreaming and looking for the new things. So sure, we will be more than happy to be part of your success.
Feeling is very mutual. Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure talking to you today. Um, we will speak to you, well, we'll speak to you tomorrow during our training. But it's really been a pleasure. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I think, you'll be so inspirational to, other new budding restaurateurs out there, and your experience has been invaluable. So thank you so much.
Thank you for you, and thank you for give me the chance to give this interview as a gift for my family and my kids. I want them to see their father and their I mean big brother uh, become a successful, and I will keep it this as a record for my family and my kids. This interview.
And they'll be very proud. They'll be very proud. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and have a nice day.
Have an amazing day.